Britain and Poland have a long tradition of working together as close allies, particularly during the Cold War with Margaret Thatcher. And with the war in Ukraine, Britain and Poland's relationship has only grown closer. Despite those who said that Britain would become internationally isolated after Brexit, according to politicians here, the exact opposite is true. And in this new age of war, Britain's influence in Eastern Europe is only likely to continue to grow. The war in Ukraine has highlighted the importance of Britain's role in Eastern Europe. Boris Johnson has been one of the most important figures in helping to provide aid and support for Ukraine and is regularly singled out for praise by President Zelensky.
Вдячний Борису за лідерство, історичне лідерство.
Perceived wisdom from pro-EU supporters in Britain is that our role on the world stage would be greatly diminished after Brexit.
There are dangers that Britain's role in the world would be diminished.
Withdrawal from the EU would be the greatest voluntary renunciation of political power by any country in peacetime history.
I'm in Poland to investigate how Britain's influence in the region has changed in recent years, and whether our exit from Brussels has helped or hindered relationships with countries like Poland. I sat down with Polish politicians in Warsaw to discuss their views on the UK. Is Britain the leading ally for Poland in Europe?
It's important. There is also a new coalition. I mean, London, Warsaw, and Kyiv. Yeah, something new. And this is because Great Britain is now independent from the European Union, of course. And it's easier for us now, I mean Poland, to build a coalition with Britain, that's for sure.
In some ways, British-Polish relations can be perfectly represented here at the tomb of the unknown soldier in Warsaw. Both countries bravely fought together in many battles, including at Monte Cassino, Tobruk and the Battle of Britain. And in 1988, Margaret Thatcher laid a wreath here, becoming the first British Prime Minister to visit Poland since the war. Thatcher supported the Solidarity movement, which eventually led to the collapse of Soviet rule here in Poland. It is within this context of the two countries fighting for freedom and liberty that our relationship should be viewed. Do you get memories of Margaret Thatcher and her support for the Solidarity movement? I know you were in that movement yourself in the 80s.
I remember it, yeah. So we appreciate it. But we were, as I said, very disappointed after the Second World War. But we appreciated, of course, the Margaret Thatcher government and the approach, and also we remember Ronald Reagan. And as you said, the Solidarity movement and these changes in this part of Europe was very important for us, and it was started here in Poland.
My opinion, relations with UK was great actually, and Priti Patel was visiting the border. I was involved in this visit, and we always found UK as a close ally and close friend. This situation also shows that we can do more in our bilateral relations, and that's what we are doing, and that's how we found UK. UK was always a pleasant country for us. We always see a good ally with the country. Plus, you can tell we have a great and huge diaspora, Polish diaspora in UK, and that's happened for a reason. Why they going there because they feel good in the UK. But like I said, there's a new chapter of great bilateral relation between Poland and UK, which is absolutely great to us.
In recent years, Britain has been a key NATO ally to many Eastern European countries, including Estonia, Poland, and Ukraine. The perceived threat posed by Russia has only been heightened following Putin's invasion. In 2016, the Polish government created the Territorial Defence Force, aimed at training ordinary citizens who can be deployed and used using new techniques of combat. Now, I'm just about to speak to a representative of the Polish Territorial Army. Now, this army was only set up relatively recently, and the Ukrainian Territorial Army was based on a similar concept. Now, I'm told that the Polish army here, they don't give too many interviews to foreign media, so we're going to find out exactly how Poland is preparing its people, its ordinary citizens, to defend itself if Putin ever decides to invade this country as well as Ukraine. Have you seen a big increase since the Ukrainian war of people signing up to the territorial army in Poland?
Tak, to jest wyraźnie widać, szczególnie w brygadach wewnątrz kraju. U nas również zwiększył się ten procent zainteresowanych i w tej sprawie dodatkowo są organizowane dodatkowe szkolenia oprócz planowanych w tym roku.
Do you believe that Poland and ordinary Polish citizens are ready to give up their lives to defend their country?
Jestem pewny, że każdy Polak jest w stanie, będzie gotowy lub jest gotowy do obrony ojczyzny. Nie zakładam, że ktokolwiek nie będzie bronił ojczyzny. Jesteśmy przygotowani na obronę ojczyzny.
Far from Brexit isolating the UK, it has allowed it to act independently from EU decision makers. With the backdrop of war in Ukraine and continued tensions between Brussels and countries like Poland and Hungary, Britain has an opportunity to expand its influence across Eastern Europe.